Stuffed pizza or calzone if you rather. I'm making mine with leftover dough from pizza night. Bacon and onion for the first stuffed pizza. I always freeze my bacon, take it out of the package, throw it in the microwave for 1 minute, and that'll make it perfect to cut. Half-inch slice cut across all the slices. Cutting it vertically or horizontally, figure out what works. Medium onion cut in half and sliced about 1/4 inch. For the second stuffing, I'm using mushrooms as well as onion. I always wash my mushrooms. I'm not worried about the extra moisture. Wiping doesn't work for me. I'm slicing them about 1/4 inch. We'll split that 1 onion between the mushrooms and the bacon. Putting raw bacon inside a stuffed pizza never works out well. That's why I pre-cook mine. I start with a little bit of oil to get things going. Trick with fatty bacon, like mine is to go slow. Render out the fat. About halfway, I'll throw the onions in. I'm frying my bacon until it's nice and crisp and the onions are translucent. I want to preserve majority of my oil. Placing the bacon on some paper towels to remove the rest of the oil is a good idea. We'll use the oil to cook the mushroom and the remainder of the onion. Adding the mushroom and the onions to the bacon grease. Give the mushrooms a good seasoning with salt and pepper. High heat allows the moisture to evaporate, giving us a nice crispy mushroom. I'm using a good old-fashioned shredder. I'm being very careful with my fingertips. I'm shredding a pound of high moisture mozzarella. I preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Normally you would bake a pizza at the highest temperature possible. I'm trying to cook the pizza on the inside before the outside burns. I'm dividing the remainder of my dough to make 2 stuffed pizzas. I want my dough to look fancy. I'm going to take the edges and tuck them underneath to make a smooth top. I'm using lots of flour to make sure the dough doesn't stick. To roll out the dough, we don't need to overthink. Rotate, flip, roll, whatever you need to do to make a circle. I stop when I feel the dough is the right size and the right thickness. Since we're making stuffed pizza, we're going to put all of our fillings on one side. A pile of cheese followed by bacon. More cheese on top. Fold the flap over the stuffing and press down the edges. Making sure we have a nice seal so our cheese doesn't melt out. If my dough is extra floury and dry, I'll use water to make sure I get a good seal. I use a cookie sheet dusted with cornmeal to transfer my pizza from the counter to the baking stone that's in the oven. Let's make our second stuffed pizza. Same process as before, starting with the cheese, then adding the mushrooms and adding more cheese on top. I'm keeping my filling on one side of the pizza dough. That way I can roll the top over. I'm making sure I have a good seal. Strategies to make sure you get a good seal: you can pinch the edge, push down, or use a fork to mash it in. I'm adding the second stuffed pizza onto the baking sheet, arranging both of them so I can slide them both onto the stone. To help the pizza brown nicely, I'm adding some olive oil. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. Don't worry, I wash before I touch anything else. Salt, pepper, and some garlic powder is a good option, as the garlic powder browns nicely. I cut slots in the top to help with the excess air. At this point, I make sure my pizzas are sliding around on the baking sheet. The longer the pizza sit on the cookie sheet, the stickier they'll get. The cornmeal absorbs the moisture from the dough, making it sticky. I'm making sure I work quick so my dough doesn't stick. The stuffing is pre-cooked, so once the crust gets golden brown, we're done. If you found this video entertaining, please hit the like button and consider subscribing.